off we go. I don't understand the sound settings ever, so whatever. I usually just... The thing with the live streaming is you can't just go edit it afterwards, obviously, because it's live streamed. But the YouTube side, I don't really care what the sound settings are, because I can just tweak them in the editing phase of the video or whatever. With the live stream, I have to rely on people telling me what the volume sounds like. But anyway, did a little bit of grinding off camera, off everyone else's camera. Nobody saw it but me, because I'm magical. So we're up to 15. We had a bunch of gil. I spent a whole bunch of it. I was grinding down in the mines with those skeletons, so I got a bunch of gil, which means we have a few extra abilities. I have completely forgotten what we purchased, so let me just go into gambits here and check. We have Cura and Raise now, so we have our first level 2 magic abilities. Cura is all allies in range, so it's AoE heal, which I'm going to be using quite a bit, to be honest. We also have... What do we have? I think I got Poisana and Vox. I'm pretty sure we had Blindna before. And I got Shell, I think, and Dark. Dark is that ability that, what's his name on the warship was using to hit people around him. That is that ability. It's pretty good. We'll be using it later. I think that's all we got. I got a bunch of items too, and a few gambits. I got HP less than 20 and MP less than 20. I might use this for charge, because you don't want to use charge unless your MP is basically gone anyway, because if it fails, it removes your MP. Am I streaming at 720p again like an idiot? No! Good. Always gotta check that. I can stream a surprising amount of stuff at 720p. But the instant I do anything obviously emulator related, it just like my computer has a small seizure and starts to try and consume itself or something silly. But we need to go see the Count of some, I don't know what the heck this guy's name, and we need to go see this guy over here. What is this guy's name? It's not gonna tell me apparently. I am slightly challenged indeed. His Excellency, that's who we need to see. That doesn't help me at all, he's freaking... I am sight changed. That is quite the insult I have been given. I am sight changed. No. My life is ruined forever because of that. Oh well, whatever. Here we are!
When Vossler learned my father had been killed the night of the treaty signing, he returned to Ravenaster, there to aid my escape. There was still time before Vane's reach extended too far. We thought that you could protect me.
However, when I then made the announcement that you had taken your own life, I must have seemed a model citizen of the Empire. The announcement, you see, was Vane's suggestion. Of course, at the time I was reluctant, but I could not perceive his reasons. Now it is clear he meant to drive a wedge between us.
He wanted to take over India.
We're past all this. Boucherba must stand with us. We can stop Vane.
We can offer him chocolates to leave us alone. We just need your production capabilities. And your chocolate mine, I guess. That's all they have is a mine, so I'm not sure how they produce chocolate.
Whose only wish was to be carried in her uncle's arms. Your Majesty is a woman grown now.
Then
in case you haven't figured it out, they're related.
You were to defeat Vane. What then? You cannot simply rebuild your kingdom with the only proof of your birthright stolen. Without that, the Grand Kiltias on Boomises cannot and will not recognize your Majesty as the rightful heir.
The Grand Kiltias burn nom nom nom.
You may yet be a princess, but without proof of your identity, you are powerless. You will remain with me. We do nothing till the time is right.
No, I want to use her.
Wait.
I've been grinding with her. That doesn't sound right at all. Let me rephrase that. I have extra levels with her.
Incidentally, what is the going rate for rescuing princesses these days? Food would be a start. The good stuff, mind you.
This can be arranged, though it will take some time.
Both of you are always going for the
I'm off
prize.
for a bath, I hope. Dirty business, you know. Ah, best bring a change of clothes, too.
Both of you appears to care not for the princess's problems. And apparently I do get to keep her good. We can grind some more levels with her. Ooh. Anyway. I don't recall when exactly you get full control over flying around with the airship. I think it's pretty far. You still have basic
This is Balthier's ship.
freedom because you can fly between cities you've been
I'm going
to.
to retrieve the Dawn Shard. It's the proof that I need. I know where it's hidden. I'll
Really?
return his airship later.
Are you crazy?
Let me just borrow your airship here.
This is something that I have to do. Not only for myself, but for all those who have fallen. I will not be made to hide. I'll fight alone if I must.
You still have Bosch, right? Besides, you can't just go around stealing people's ships. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to concentrate.
That's quite enough, Your Majesty. What do you think? A bit over the top?
In my line of work, you never know when something like this might come in handy.
I'm trying to concentrate.
Look at him with his fancy technology there.
I'm leaving
Slap
you
her.
with the Marquis.
Slap her in the
You
face.
can't.
Trust me, you're better off staying here.
Suppose you kidnapped me instead. You're a sky pirate, aren't you? Then steal me. Is that so much to ask?
What do you have that I would want?
The
Steal
Dynast
me.
King's treasure. The Dawn Shard is but one of the riches that lie waiting in King Wraithwall's tomb.
This tomb, by the way, is where that rare enemy that you
Wraithwall,
can
you say?
grind levels with is
Kidnapping
at.
royalty is a
I will not be
serious
doing
offense. It won't do much to lower the bounty on your head.
How much is the price on your head these days, I wonder?
Allow me to escort you in Vosla's place.
Not the demon wall. There's
Will you
a.
be joining us?
Hello, Penello.
What? Are you kidding? I don't want to stick around this place.
Then I'm coming too.
Penello?
Don't leave me here.
She just runs over to the chair. Don't leave me alone.
Of course not.
Then it's settled. We should leave before the Marquis realizes she's missing,
Marquis.
like proper kidnappers.
Marquis. Her slur makes everything she said. Makes everything she says kind of. I don't know. It's weird. Welcome to Arcadia. Or sorry, Arcades. I said that wrong. This is the capital of the Arcadian Empire, if you weren't able to piece that together from what was shown there. It's a very nice city, with a very weird square around the video. I still don't understand why those things have spears on the front of them, or swords on the front of them. Whatever those are supposed to be. Here, let me just fly my expensive explosive ship into your face. It's very dramatic music here, jeez. Nothing going on.
Dr. Sid, does this set Draclaw?
I have confirmed he receives funds from Lord Vane. His agency in the fall of Nabudis is also certain. Yet, with Judge Zekt, who led the assault, missing, the truth remains difficult to ascertain.
So they're missing a judge.
The long
The
cold
fall of
years have
Nabudis.
clouded my eyes. I cannot see my own son's heart.
I don't think car airbags would be better with swords, no.
This illness
It wouldn't work
will
terribly
claim
well.
me. So then,
Or cakes.
who is
Sword
to be
cake.
my successor? The Senate fears the capable Peregrine Vane. They prefer a young fledgling emperor.
Like Lamont.
Gabranth, once in the past I laid siege to your homeland.
The Republic of Landis is long since gone. My allegiance lies wholly with the Empire.
Perhaps. But what of your brother? He did not accept us as you did. He fled to Dalmasca. Did you never think to follow him?
I follow his every move. He is an enemy of the Empire. He will be cut down.
So you would kill even your own brother for the Empire? Be that
My
as
lip
it
syncing
may,
is
Gambits,
terrible.
your ruthlessness is not without merit. But it must not become this way with Larsa. You must ensure that it does not.
So then you ask me to be his sword, to strike where he might not.
Rather be his shield. Gabranth, keep your close watch on Vayne. His is the keenest blade of all.
If you haven't figured it
My
out,
lord.
nobody likes Vayne. Not even the
Do this
king.
for me, Gabranth. I could not bear to see my sons war with each other again.
Nobody at all likes Vayne. And the king's dying. If you haven't yet pieced that together, the coughing is not him needing some cough drops. That's just him dying. I like how the way I stated that made it sound like the cough drops is the worst of the two. Oh my god, cough drops. I'd rather die. Rather taste their foulness. Failness? That, good lord. I'd rather taste their failness. Apparently we are now in the Dalmasca Wester Sand with no sound whatsoever. Hello, airship. Hello, cloaking device.
Whoa. This come in handy often?
It's tough being popular. Wouldn't want any admirers dropping in while we're away.
He has a point.
Well now.
I'm not sure why she flicked her hair around, but whatever. I'm gonna take a sip here.
Across the Sand Sea, to the Valley of the Dead, and to King Wraithwall's tomb below.
So when you're in yacht, skystones don't work at all. That's why we gotta hoof it the rest of the way, you see?
Happy you get to teach me something for a change?
Well, if you want to be a sky pirate, you gotta know your... Hey, what do you mean for a change?
She means you never teach her anything.
Oh yeah? Says who? You want to see what they think about it?
I wouldn't be so confident.
They're a lovely young couple, arguing at each other. Arguing with each other. Arguing in a general direction of each other. There's a chocobo person here you can buy. Get a chocobo from, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. No, just buy stuff. I don't think... Actually... Is there anything else here we could use that would be better? No. The only thing that we would be able to improve on right now is armor. I'm pretty sure. Maybe. Who is even in my party? Hold on. I can't even remember who's in my party. Good lord. Yes. This dude actually mentions something about the weather effects in this game. This is the first Final Fantasy to actually use weather effects to change enemy types, I think. So just being determined earlier or whatever. I was trying to come up with some fancy word for that. But there's the Giza Plains, and I have... No, wait, here we go. Let me show the Giza Plains here. The Giza Plains have a dry and wet season, and the map changes depending on if it's a dry season or wet season. I think it's at this point or some point near here. It might be the next time we have to cut through it. The seasons will start to cycle. It's 2 hours of rainy and then 1 hour of dry, and this is actual in-game time. So there's also a crystal here. You can teleport around if you need to. We have 3 stones apparently, and this dude. This is the maintainer of our airship, I suppose. I'm not even sure. Like, there's a hook there. I wonder if it's attached to anything. Oh wait, it disappears. Not suspicious at all, but talk to him. You should be able to get onto the straw at a later point. We can't use it right now because our objective is to not use the straw. Our objective is to go this way, I think. I think it's this way. We need to go to the Sand Sea is where we're going, which is a sea of sand if you were incapable of piecing those 2 words together. It's quite majestic, I must say. And we're already here. Ta-da! Sand Sea. There's a bunch of traps around this area, so have at least someone with Libra so you can actually see the traps and don't get yourself killed. Because traps do a lot of damage. There's a east and west sand sea. They both have different names. I don't remember the names exactly, but this is the east sand sea. It's a pretty big area, so we're going to be here for a bit. Also, that's quite the outfit that you got there, Vaughn. I'm sure that keeps you from burning up under the sun in the middle of a desert. How sand flows like that, I have no idea, but whatever. It's Final Fantasy, it doesn't have to make sense. Maybe it's like a super fine-grained sand or something, to the point where it's basically water. I wonder if that could happen. Probably can. I don't know. This place has
exactly is Wraithwall's tomb?
It's across the sand sea. Weren't you paying attention? Apparently we're going to find out the names.
We must first cross the Urutan Yensa, and beyond that the Yensa, before we reach the tomb. An expanse of desert larger still than all of Dalmasca. We must pace ourselves. If you grow tired, we stop and take rest.
You don't have to worry about me. I'm tougher than I look.
You are at that.
Okay. Look at her flirting with people. Look at the camera angle the game chose for us to start out at. Lordy. Apparently Aljoin does not go outside. Neither do I! I try to avoid that. The sun doesn't like me. I don't like the sun. This looks like that's where we came from. I was about to say that looks like there's something back there, but that's where we came from. So let's head this way. Head this way. Most of the enemies in this area are the same. This first area will have a bunch of these guys. They're kind of like the rogue tomato, kind of. Obviously, they're not quite as easy to kill, but they're basically a rogue tomato. Let's see. There's also... we'll find them a bit later. There'll be a cutscene to introduce them, but most of the rest of the enemies are essentially the same little kind of dwarfy things. Hey, he's petrified. I'm not sure why him being petrified still allows him to actually attack, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but whatever. We also need to get Fran some new ammo. I don't think we have any now. I don't remember the first point where you can get new ammo. I think there's actually, I probably should have bought this, but in the bazaar there's a bow and arrow combination. I think the ammo it has there is 2 instead of 1 damage, which is nice. Off we go. The sunlight does hurt. We have a deck around our pool. Well, it's not really a deck. It's patio, I guess is what you would call that. Around our deck, and it's pure white, which is just atrocious because the sunlight glaring off that. If you like look outside onto our backyard for, I don't know, a few minutes, it'll like burn itself into your eyes. It's terrible. You walk back inside and you've got like the residue from looking at the freaking pool deck out there. It's terrible. Terrible. Not to mention it's like 90 degrees today, which is obscene. 90 degrees. It's usually around 90 at this time here, and then we have like a freaking 70% humidity, which just makes it unbearably terrible to live here. The rest of the year is fantastic though. When it hits summer, which is like half the year, it's just obscenely terrible. Anyway. I like how Vaughn, being my tank/damage dealer, is the one who does the least damage. Lordy. I don't have the sun glare off computer screen issue because my computer's in a hallway with no windows, if you haven't seen that video. It's quite terrible. It's horrendous for airflow, which makes my computer get pretty hot, and it gets pretty hot back here. We got a chain level already. I forgot to turn off my gambits. Let me just do that. My bad. My computer usually gets like, I don't know. You can hit them? There we go. My CPU usually gets like, I don't know, 60 degrees, and then my graphics card's like 70 to 75 or something. Which wouldn't be so bad if there was airflow, but the air just kind of sits in here, and then I get like sweaty. That's why I can't stream for very long, because I can't run the fan while I'm streaming, which is terrible. It's like torture not running the fan. Good lord. It's 48 degrees where apparently Aljoin lives. I'd like to live there. Although that's actually way colder than I'm used to. The coldest it usually gets here is like 40 to 50 range. That's like very cold winter. That's usually the average it tends to get. Sometimes it'll get into the 30s, but maybe like 1 or 2 days at a time.
A construct to draw oil from the ground.
Really?
Abandoned many years now, it seems.
Did Dalmaskans build this?
No, the Rosarians. Their empire lies far to the west, ever at war with Arcadia. Heedless of the kingdoms caught in their midst.
I don't think we'll ever actually meet them.
Nabradia. Landis.
'Tis the small craft's fate to watch the list of the galleons and pray for light winds.
Vossler.
Hello.
Why are you here?
Imagine my surprise when upon my return to Beaugerbe, I find both you and the Lady Ash have vanished.
And somehow he knows we're here.
Both consorting with sky pirates.
Nope.
Balthier is a man worthy of our trust, and it was the Lady Ash's decision.
It rained literally all day yesterday. Literally all day. I woke up to rain and I went to bed to rain. It's pretty bad.
Never again.
Usually we just have afternoon showers here in the summer.
You walk the knight's path.
Us being a peninsula, that's usually how that works. Look at me just interrupting this conversation.
We should leave this place.
Let me guess. Sandstorm?
Something far worse.
The creatures that live here.
I see. So the Dawn Shard does lie in King Wraithwall's tomb. The Marquis sympathizes with your plight, yet the Empire perches as a carrion bird on his shoulder. He can keep whispers of your abduction silent for only so long.
Yes. Tell me, Vossler, what have you accomplished?
We leave at once. This is Urutan Yensa territory, and they are unfond of visitors.
Oh look, they're here. How exciting and unusual. Isn't it like always raining in the UK? Like continuously raining? My comfortable temperature is usually around 70 Fahrenheit, which is apparently around 20 Celsius. These are the creatures I was talking about. The rest of this area, good God, that was loud, is mostly them and their little creatures that they're riding. Sorry about the sound stutters, by the way. That's an emulator glitch. I've basically zero influence over that.
Looks like we've attracted the wrong sort of attention. Let's quit this place while we still can. Move!
Vossler! Have you found the means to restore Dalmasca?
First, we must claim the Dawn Shard. It all begins with that.
Indeed. He's back as a guest. You never actually get him as a party member. He'll come in as a guest a few times. The weather in the US has just been weird. Like the southeast, which would be where I am, is just large amounts of rain, floods areas, and then just drought, and then large amounts of rain, and then drought. And then in the western side, it's just pure drought. Like there's huge fires there that are just burning like everything. I have no idea what's going on with our weather. I do wish it would not be so ridiculously hot. Like we had 0 winter this year. It was essentially nothing. I think the lowest it got was maybe in the 60s. Like 65 or something. Early morning doesn't really count because that's typically kind of cool anyway. I think early morning lowest it got was maybe 55 or something. And that was like that was after winter actually, so that doesn't really count. But anyway, these are going to be our enemies for the rest of the area. All these dudes are weak to wind, by the way. So if you happen to have air or wind or whatever it's called, kill this guy please, or just kill whatever, I don't care. That'd be a great thing to have because you can actually, I'm pretty sure, hit multiple enemies with that. I'm getting the crap beat out of me. Charge, by the way, is the MP thing I keep talking about. I don't think I have. No, we're just gonna run this way. Someone's using dark. I don't like that. I'm gonna have to set up some offensive magic gambits here, starting somewhat soon. These guys, by the way, attack really frequently. They do relatively low damage, but their attack rate's pretty high, and some of them can cast haste and slow, and I think a few of them have some status ailments as well. There's a lot of variety in them. There's a chest. I see you, chest. If you don't want to break your combo, just don't walk towards the edge. Usually those creatures they were riding, they always spawn at the edge next to the sand sea. Oddly enough, there's also bombs here. They're kind of rare, so don't fight them because it will more than likely murder you. So yeah. They don't always spawn, by the way. These are one of the rare enemies that spawn randomly. I'm not sure exactly how much health he has, but his name is Red, so I'm going to assume he will murder my face. That's usually my assumption. If it's red, I run the other way and ignore him. We can always come back later and deal with him. I'm on the what? Are you watching me while you eat? People watch me, like, I don't... Personally, I'm not exactly sure why people watch me, but whatever. But some people watch me from like the weirdest places. I've had several people watch me from work. Akasha and Billy both watch me from work. I've got people who watch from, I'm talking live streams, not the YouTube videos. People who watch from school. I have no idea how they managed to do that, but whatever.